Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. I'm your co-host, Ellen, along with my co-host.
Oh
my God.
High energy.
Very, very, very
So we got to
high
get this
energy.
episode in while my energy is high. Because
All right.
later, it'll be Lee.
Aha. Okay, well, this is the first in a 7-part series that we're going to be doing for the next 7 episodes. Makes sense, right? And we're going to be talking about the 7 unconventional habits of highly efficient people. And the first habit is that they're energy-based. They keep an eye on their energy and plan their day accordingly. So, we all have parts of the day when we have lots of energy. We have parts of the day when we don't have a lot of energy. And you're efficient if you use that high energy for things that are super important and you could just knock them out. And you use your low energy time for things that don't require high energy.
Right. And so if you're a planner and you make a to-do list, maybe it's not by, task priority. It could be, but also by time. Meaning you make a clock and you write the high energy time and you write some things there and some low energy time things there and you start plugging things into the points of the day where they fit best based on your energy level. And it sounds so simple, but when you do it, you realize, I'm much more efficient when the important stuff is done. When I can be able to focus, and the easy stuff I can handle that with barely using any of my brain or physical body. And that's the secret to those people that seem to get more done in less time or in the same amount of time that you have, because they never stop, but they don't need to, meaning they're doing things based on energy, which allows them to make it through an entire day without having to take a nap. I mean, their low energy times are when they're doing the easy stuff, and their high energy times are doing the harder stuff. And at the end of the day, they just match those highs and lows with their priorities and high and low priorities, and it really does work.
Yeah, and it's funny you would mention a clock, because I have figured out when my high energy times are, and I did that just by tracking my energy over 3 days. Every half an hour, I wrote down what my energy level was. So I know when my high energy levels are and my low energy. And I took a clock, just a cheapy, wall clock, analog clock I probably picked it up at Staples or Amazon. And I colored in my high energy time, and I took a different color and colored in my low energy time. So when I'm doing things and I'm tempted to, hey, I'm going to just scroll through my email, and I look at the clock and, I am smack dab in high energy time, I stop myself, go back to doing the stuff that I know deserves high energy.
And just by having it on your wall, if someone says, hey, can we meet tomorrow at 11 a.m.? And man, that is really not the best use of that part of my day where I'm fired up, ready to go. I'm working at high capacity. That's a much better thing to do if you can reschedule or make it work at a different time. Meetings, I think, are one of those things that they take up more time than you think. They actually drain energy more than you would think. And by the time it's done, it's like, I just need a break. And then you wait. I mean, it just seems like meetings are better set for the times of the day where you're not high energy. And not everyone is a morning person. I think that's the assumption. It's, first thing in the morning is my peak time. Not for everybody. Sometimes they need a warm-up period, and then it's 9 to noon or 1, and a lot of times in the afternoon people have a little drop-off. But just knowing it and not wasting it is the key, and that's what highly efficient people do, is they don't waste their prime time.
Exactly. And here's a kind of contrarian thing to think about. While we might be going, okay, I'm not going to make an appointment. I'm not going to go see the doctor during my high energy time, because talk about wasting your time.
Yes.
But think about it. What if that is your doctor's high energy time? You're going to get their full focus. You're going to get them at their best. So you might consider that would be a good time to go, rather than right before lunch when your doctor, just like you, might be dragging just a little. So, I mean, that's just one of those weird things to think about when it comes to energy. I mean, I know we focus on ourselves, but sometimes it's super efficient to also focus on other people.
Yeah, and there are those things that we just have to get done, but they're not important. That's the hierarchy of important,
Yeah.
urgent, not important. Those urgent, not important things that we need to get done, but they're not, super important. Those are perfect for the time of the day where you just feel like I'm done. But instead of just being done, just do the easy stuff. And sometimes we are so hard on ourselves. I can't just get myself ready to go to the gym at 4 after work. No kidding. Because, so just knowing that's all we're saying. The highly efficient people are highly aware of their best times of the day, and they're super careful about what they do with it.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to waste that good time doing things that don't demand that high energy. It's like driving a car with super premium gas when you'd be just fine with like the low octane. Don't use your high octane for low octane tasks. How about that? So that's episode 1 of our 7-part series. Be with us next week when we hit the second unconventional habit of highly efficient people. Be back next week.